That's the closest I've ever come to a gay experience, almost getting sucked off by the Lion King. Hakuna Matata. Wow, what's up, rebels? My name's Lily. I am one half of Leo and Lily. We are engaged. We are queer. Today we're going to be hearing some stories from the straighties. I know. Where they dibbled and dabbled and accidentally landed onto a Sorry about the mess. Just ignore her. Firstly, I am not surprised that people have been dabbling in the community because we're lit. Do you know what I mean? We're L-I-T-T-lit. Oh God, if you've never met me, I'm a bit odd. But you know, you're welcome. All right, I've spoken enough, so without further ado, let's get into it. Gay agenda, gay agenda. I was at a Gorillaz concert near the front and I was so into it. My eyes caught Damon Albarn's and I very much came. Oh, wait. Oh my God, it's not. That's so good. And I very much came to the conclusion that if he asked me to rel him, I think I would. Quite a strong moment considering I'd never felt anything else towards dudes. Wait a minute, why is this low-key? You know what I mean? I will say that, I'm just saying this a little bit. It's cute. I think it's really sweet and it's flattering. Like, I think more people need to be flattered by the idea of people just thinking, hey, look, I don't want to act on this, but I think you're attractive. I think that's flattering to hear without the like weirdness attached to it. So I don't know, I think that's sweet. It's like, you know what? Our love in this very moment transcended my label. Anybody watching, I would have railed you right here on the stage. I know that bit wasn't added and maybe I added that bit myself, but you know what I mean? Like, who's judging who? Next! Once met one of the lead actors from the Lion King stage show at a gay bar in Birmingham. This is tea because I worked in the musical theatre industry in the UK. We were all doing that foul at MK till night and eventually came back to my friend's house along with a few other randoms. So we're sessioning until probably about 10 a.m. Everyone is asleep or whatever. I'm in one of those trippy, buzzing, semi-conscious modes. I come to and effing Simba is crawling on his hands and knees towards me with a baggie. It's like a rubber condom hanging from his mouth. He proceeds to try and undo my belt, and for a good 30 seconds, I didn't do anything as I was trying to figure out what was going on. Turns out this big, beautiful black sculpture of a man loves skinny white dudes and wants his fill. I stopped it when I finally realized what was going on. He was very cool about it and for some reason left £100 and a note on the side. Probably thought I was poor, LOL. He was right. That's the closest I've ever come to a gay experience, almost getting sucked off by the Lion King. Hakuna Matata. Firstly, okay, pause, hold up, rewind. On his hands and knees just proceeding to do this. Who can send her? Do you know what I mean? Like, especially when he's like, I'm in one of those trippy, buzzing, semi-conscious modes. And this guy's just on his hands and knees. I do like that he says, you know, he was really cool with me saying no. When it comes to like any sexual engagement, it shouldn't be one of those ones where you're like, you know, I'll apologize for it later if it's wrong. It's like, no, get the consent first, get the heads up. But I'm not going to turn it into something that I don't think they think this is. But there is something like underlying a bit about all of that. Besides that, I don't know, it's a bit odd, do you know what I mean? I feel like if someone, unless someone specifically shows you they want that, you shouldn't be on your hands and your knees just, you know what I mean? Just trying to swallow his pride rock. I don't know. It sounds like everybody was like, eh. If baggy in this case means baggy as in drugs as opposed to a rubber, I don't know if it means rubber, you know what I mean? The thing about the UK is every region has their own language and linguistics, and so I have no idea what baggy means in Birmingham. If it means drugs, it's like, yeah, it's still not an excuse, but it explains why he's on his freaking hands and knees with no consent. Oh my God, you lot came for a fun thing and you left with a lesson. Always ask, kids. All right, next one. I identify as straight, but I've had a few gay experiences. First time I was drunk and they were really good looking. We made out quite a bit, then exchanged numbers, but nothing came of it. Second time, I met an out-of-work actor, got really drunk. Maybe it's the guy from The Lion King. Hi, and we tried everything. I wasn't that into it and didn't particularly enjoy it, but I was young and curious. Okay, work. Third time, I briefly dated someone I enjoyed making out, and we did hand stuff, but I wasn't ready for a relationship, so we stopped seeing each other. Who's gonna tell him? It's what you're thinking, not me. You're bad, you're naughty, I'm fine. I'm team him. I think having 3 experiences with someone of the same sex just to make sure you aren't open to other things is straight. Who am I to force him into a role or a label? Live your best life, keep sucking. Any straight people that watch us, I don't know, let me know, because I want to know if you're straight and you've had a similar experience where you're like, you know what, I'm actually going to try a couple of times and see if I am a member of the community. You know what I mean? Like, hey, the first time maybe not so much, second time not so much, third part not so much. It's interesting because just with the third one, he's very much like, I wasn't ready for a relationship. It wasn't like I wasn't ready for a relationship with a dude. Let us know in the comment section below. I'm not even trying to get in your business like that. I'm just like, is that something that's, because I don't know what it feels like to be straight. So as a straight person, I would love to hear your experience of, hey, am I gay? Did I dip my toe here just to find out? And I was like, yeah, it didn't work, but I'm going to try 2 more times, you know, just to be extra sure. And hey, if we move in and adopt children, I'm just making sure. Naughty. Naughty. My first experience with a woman was with a lesbian friend of mine. It was one night of extremely great sex. I've had a few encounters with women afterward, but it wasn't as good as that, I think. They was going for lesbian porn style. I think what I mean by that is, like, if you've ever watched lesbian porn, which I think is actually every single person who's watching me right now, like every single one, even those of you who are going to put down the Bible scripture saying, you shall die. I know you watch lesbian porn, sister nun. Like, there's a lot of, like, unrealistic acting that sometimes can make people feel really uncomfortable having their first actual experiences, because you'll have someone making some crazy noises and it's like they haven't touched you. Is your shadow having an orgasm? Is your spirit feeling things because they haven't even entered the room? You know what I mean? Moving on. Had a couple of threesomes, always MF, MFMF, MFF, FFF. M is male, F is female. The best one was me and 2 men, was completely in control. I don't identify with being bi, prefer men and connect well with my second husband, so don't feel the need to play anymore. This is an interesting one. I mean, if that's not what they identify as, then that's not what they identify as. I think some people would, like, refer to them just like on a surface level without knowing what they identified as a bi person, because they seem to have at least enjoyed experiences and had a few where they're like, hey, it's not as good as the first ones, which often that's just because it's the first time. There's a lot attached to your first time with someone. You know what I mean? Your gay awakening and the actual physical blessing, it can be quite special. And so, I don't know. I with this one, I don't think it's like cute. It's neither here nor there. It's like, I think a lot of people go through this experience. Apparently there are studies. I might look into it because I shouldn't just like make shit up. If I do find it, it'll be in the description. That women in general do definitely explore with their sexuality a lot more. I think it's got something to do with just the acceptance of lesbians in general, right? Because lesbians can be hot to like all genders and none of the above. Whereas it's not always the case with everyone else, or other sort of sexualities. And so I think lesbians being so overly sexualized, especially in media and stuff, what the hell am I talking about? I think this person is whatever they say they are, and I'm glad they had a great experience with the first person. They also said it was my first experience with a woman was my first experience with a woman, one night of extremely great sex. Did she fuck me? I'm joking! I once wore my girlfriend's Ugg boots to take the rubbish outside. My neighbours have never looked at me straight since. This is like gender jokes of like, ha ha ha, we can't wear these and some outfits are gendered, but it's not harmful. I really hate when some people are so overly PC where it's like, we can't even joke anymore. Like, this is obviously a joke. I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, this is awful. You should be allowed to wear Ugg boots. That doesn't make you gay. Like, we get the joke. It's funny. I love it. I added it in because it made me ha ha he. Next one is one that actually made me like start this. I saw this in another video that made me go on a deep hunt into way more. So this is someone who specifically asks like, hey, guys, have you ever had this sort of experience? Because I have, and this is him describing it. I ask because I just had a gay experience. I was at a jazz lounge last night, and as I'm sitting on the couch grooving to some music, some dude walks up to me and says, I have the prettiest eyes he's ever seen. I'm flattered and I thank him. Then he sits right next to me and asks me if I'm taken. I said no and told him that I wasn't gay. He seems not to be bothered by it. We proceed to start talking about jazz. He starts ordering alcohol for the both of us, and we really start to dig each other's company. To get to the point, later in the conversation, he starts rubbing my leg and getting closer to me. Okay, I don't know why he did that. I immediately shut him down and I tell him again that I'm not interested in men. He starts to get all sad faced. Oh no, not the old. I feel bad for him, and with all this alcohol in me, all I want to do is make the dude feel a bit better. So I get real close to him, look him square in the eye, and give him a kiss on the lips. This is odd because pouting and I feel like giving it the old like hashtag ooh when someone says they're not interested in you is really cringe and actually a little bit manipulative, because this dude seems like a really nice guy who's like, oh, I don't really know what to do. I might just give him a little pity kiss. I wouldn't want to be kissed that way because someone feels sorry for me. But at the same time, if you're going to give someone you are also someone who wants to be like felt sorry for. Like, you know what I mean? You're like, actually, I'll take your pity dick. Like, I'll take it. And it's a bit, I don't know. There are two situations in this one. The Lion King story and this guy in the jazz bar, where it's like, take a hint, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like, just take a hint. Consent is sexy. Those sort of vibes. They're a little bit but the rest of them were cute. Some of them were wholesome. I think that the one with the guy who was like, I just looked into his eyes at a concert and I'm there. I can see it. If he asked me, I'd say yes, because he said if he asked me, that's the important part, you know what I mean? Let me know if you want me to do more confession. Also, straight people, please do let me know in the comment section below if you are someone who has gone through multiple processes to test your sexuality. Are you currently in a gay relationship because you're just testing it out? Let me know in the comment section below. We love you very, very much. Thank you for the subscribers. Thank you for the love. Please subscribe. Please thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please listen to our new song, Queer Rage. Love you very much. Drink water. Eat your roots. Bye.